that you may think you've already seen because well over 100,000 QVC customers picked up the original Spearhead shovel. This is the new and improved version. Now, there was nothing wrong with the older version. It's why it was customer top rated, and 100% of the people who rated it said that they would recommend it to a friend. 100%. A shovel is the single most important tool that you have in your shed. What makes this one, the new and improved version, is the handle has been extended a full 18 inches. It gives you more leverage. It allows you to dig deeper. And even if you are someone who is getting up in age or you've got an ailment like me with a back injury, this gives you the power of a superhuman. How are you? Welcome back.
Fantastic. Thank you.
This gentleman is the son of the original inventor, and I've known you now for, how long has it been?
It's 4 years
Julian? Now. He was kind enough to have presented me with one of these a full year ago, said, take it to the farm, beat the living daylights out of it, and come back and tell me what you think. It's the best shovel I've ever seen in my life. What makes it different? Your dad designed it, understanding the physics of what we're capable of as human beings, and to give us more strength, more reach, more empowerment.
Exactly. Regular shovels are just too wide. You're trying to put in too much blade all at once. Even a small spade like this, it's at least 6 inches wide here. So you can imagine if there's roots in the way, if there's rocks in the way, if there's anything in the way, you're trying to go through all that's in front of this blade.
So the surface area of the old-fashioned shovel actually becomes the enemy.
It's the enemy.
Okay.
And now you're starting out with 1/10 of an inch and you're getting wider and wider, and it's slicing the whole time because all these edges here are sharpened. Now, when you first get this, it doesn't look as sharp as it really is because we sharpen it first and then we coat it with this epoxy powder coating. So you have to use it a little bit to start revealing that edge underneath. Right. So the more you use it, the sharper it will be.
And your father is a metal specialist.
It is, he is, and they call them metallurgists.
That's not what I call him because I couldn't pronounce the word.
So as you did before, you rang it, and that's because the reason it rings is because it's so hard. You cannot sharpen it with a file. You have to use a grinding wheel or a diamond stone to resharpen.
Buy it once, you're going to have it for a lifetime.
Lifetime tool.
And let's show them some demonstrations. What makes this different again, let's use the analogy of a 100-pound woman.
Yep.
And she is an avid gardener. She's getting up in years. Maybe that knee hurts a little more than she likes. Your dad has had what, 2 artificial knees?
2 artificial knees, 2 artificial hips, and replaced twice.
And you can't keep him out of the garden. That 100-pound woman only has that 100 pounds of her body weight to drive a shovel into the ground with an ordinary shovel. When she has this shovel, because of just the engineering, she has the strength of?
She has the strength of a person twice her size, basically.
Yeah.
And you know, you're dividing that 100 pounds across. Let's say this is 5 inches. That's 20 pounds per square inch.
Okay.
With this, it's much more than that. So now you're going to see the difference.
And we're simulating roots in the ground that everybody has when they dig. Julian, you can put your full weight on that.
Right, so you can see here, if we zoom out a little bit here, how much I'm putting my full weight and nothing is happening.
Yep.
That's because you're not putting in hardly any pressure there. Now, because this is sharp, it's going to go between the roots and it's going to slice them individually.
You're not
I'm not even going to step on it. So it's like going through butter. That's what my customers tell me.
And it makes such a huge difference. The original model is the best-selling shovel the QVC has ever made available, ever in our history. This new model with the longer extended handle means that you can dig deeper without doing any bending whatsoever. And you might think the longer handle would make it unruly. It actually becomes more of a fulcrum. It gives you more strength than ever before.
It gives you the leverage, the power of leverage. You know, Archimedes said, I could move the world if I had a long enough lever.
Yep, you gave him a longer lever.
That's right.
If you've got rocky soil, if you've got roots, if you've got clay, if there's anything in your ground that makes it difficult to dig, this gets around it. And for splitting of plants and to be able to cut through sod, there's nothing like it in the world.
Exactly. It's designed to do your toughest stuff. So splitting, moving grass, going through rocky soils, going through clay.
We all have rocky soil.
It's unbelievable.
Nobody has just peat moss in the yard.
Digging here in rocky soil. I made it. This is in my yard, by the way.
Okay.
It's like basically a rock garden.
Oh, Julian, your mic just quit working, so I'll keep talking. Julian gave me a sample of this last summer and said, Dan, take it home. I dig on average of about 100 fence posts a year. I live on a working farm. And I've got an auger on the back of my tractor. In less time than it took just to put the auger on the tractor, I had 10 holes dug. And I've got very rocky soil. That extended handle allows you to get deeper into the hole, again, without bending down. You've got padding here, padding here. It's one of the few shovels that I can work with where you don't get that blister right between your thumb and your finger. Right. It is amazing. This is not rocky soil. This is boulder-like soil.
So I'm going to show you in slow motion why these angles are so important, because what they'll do is they'll allow you to glance off a rock. As I'm pointing it at the rock, it's going off of the rock. So when I'm doing this, and I'm not putting my full weight in this rocky soil, it doesn't matter what direction I go, it's pushing the rocks away. Like a wedge splits wood, this splits the ground. So it looks for the path of least resistance. It finds the place to go into the ground. That's why it works so well.
I've got friends who are landscapers who had never seen this, and you and I talked about this. If I walked into a home box store and saw it on the rack with 100 other shovels, I wouldn't know how effective it is.
You wouldn't have a clue what it's about.
Showing them this shovel excited them. Because it cuts down on the workload. It makes the things you want to do go faster.
And easier and more comfort.
And it is, Julian, it's empowerment. It is absolute empowerment. There is nothing else like this. The federal government issued your father a patent saying that no one else has a shovel like this. And the first time you dig with it, you'll absolutely fall in love.
And it's a utility patent. And utility patents, it's about functionality, that it makes things different and easier in this particular case. This is called a weed block. You put this down, and a few years later, you have to go back and replace plants.
Is that 2 layers?
2 layers. And I'm just trying to make it more difficult for me here, okay? And I'm not even going to step on this. With a regular shovel, I wouldn't be able to go through this.
I used to have to get on my hands and knees, pull the mulch aside, and cut it with a razor blade.
Exactly.
With a razor knife.
It's just a pain.
Watch this.
This is your new knife and shovel at the same time.
So you've got plants to plant, quicker, easier than ever before.
2 layers, no big deal.
Over 600 have been ordered this morning. It's the first time it's ever been on the air. And by the way, thank you for letting me share the big news of it being brought to the country. Sally, where are you calling from? Where's home for you?
I live in Nebraska.
Nice to have you with you. Define the soil in Nebraska, because we think of America's heartland, which it is, but you still have rocks. You probably still have roots.
We have all kinds of soil. I live on a farm with my husband and 3 sons.
Wonderful.
And we have everything. You know, we have great dirt, and then we go up some other places, and it's rocky, and we have places that are just hard to do. And we have pickups, and we have shovels in the back of every pickup. And I'm kind of tired of all my guys grabbing one, and the new ones break.
Yep.
And the old ones are getting old, and they splinter, and they just don't. I've been looking at these for 2 years, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to give them something that they can really use.
Sally, the model that you looked at 2 years ago is still available. This is the longer handle. You're seeing it for the very first time ever. The handle is 18 inches longer than the original was, which gives you more power than ever before, especially for a farm. What type of farming does your family do?
Crops, row crops, corn, soybeans.
Okay. I do the same.
Pivots. We have pivots that they have to go out and get unstuck, and they have to shovel dirt. And
Yep. I'm with you on this every day. I grow soy. I grow corn because we're up here in the east. I have tobacco on my fields as well, and then we also have black Angus cattle and bison. And I can't think of a day that goes by where I'm not digging a hole. I've never seen a shovel like this. If it is not the best shovel any of your family has ever used, you put it back in the box, send it back to me, and I'll refund every penny you spend. First time you dig a hole with this, you're going to go, that thing's really, really different. It's a great
fantastic.
Piece of
I think the longer handle, my husband's 6'6", and I think that longer handle is going to be fantastic.
That's about the length of the original.
Yep, about the right.
When you're a 6'6", what would that be like? You're bending over to do all your work, and the whole idea is to go deeper into the hole. So now he's going to be able to do it straight up and down without.
It's going to be really helpful.
Right. Yeah, it will.
Yep. So
take the time to write a review, Sally, because it's the new design for the shovel, and I want people to recognize how significantly different this is than anything else they've used. Okay?
I sure will.
Thank you, Sally. Be well.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All right, have a great day.
I'll hold this one. You want to try that demonstration?
Yeah, I'm going to show
again?
you one more time just to how the difference between these blades. You know, because you're going across so many
And
roots.
we're simulating roots right now.
Nothing's happening. That's why you have to jump up and down on a regular shovel. You're not going nowhere fast. And with our shovel, because it's shaped like a wedge, because it's sharpened like a knife, now you're going through this without even having to stand on it.
Here's the weird thing, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, because I want to be right. When I first used this shovel, I went, wow, that thing is amazing. Now that I've had it for a year, and I was part of the test on this, it actually works better now than the day I got it when it was brand new. Does that make sense?
The more you use it, the sharper it gets. So kind of a self-sharpening kind of thing.
Yeah.
80% of the effectiveness has to do with the shape, and 20% has to do how sharp it is. And like I said, if you need to sharpen it, you'll have to use a diamond stone or anyway.
Cutting through sod.
Digging in rocky soil.
That soil looks familiar. That's my good soil at the house. If you've got rocky soil, if you've got feeder roots, if you are in the South, if you live in Georgia, you know everything you need to know about red clay.
You have perennials you need to subdivide or move, plants, rocks.
The original design was the best shovel I'd ever used. The longer handle on this brand new model, and by the way, it's about $3 more expensive than the other one. We heard our caller say she was tired of shovels breaking. This is a reinforced fiberglass, and inside of it...
Oh yes, we didn't even talk about how strong the handle is. The socket is longer than normal to prevent it from breaking, double riveted, so the area is most likely to be broken is not going to break.
Right.
Beyond that, pull-treated fiberglass, very strong but very flexible type material designed to bend without breaking.
Yep.
Inside the fiberglass is a northern ash hardwood core.
Which is what they make baseball bats out of.
Very tough tool, but designed to make your life significantly easier when it comes to digging in the tough stuff.
Over 1,200 ordered today. I can say with full confidence, it is the single most important tool that I have in the shed, and it works. I guarantee it. Coming up a little bit later on, Julian, thank you, sir. These are just